Alright, so my first couple videos were just kind of non-linear rants about whatever it was that popped into my head, so I'm going to try and do a better job at focusing on one subject. Alright, again, I'm not going to be 100% correct on everything that I say, I'm just spitting. So feel free to correct me, leave comments, troll to your heart's content. I'm not going to check that crap anyway. If you want a chance at a response from me, leave a video comment, but don't hold your breath. Alright, so this is just to let my feelings be heard, and I encourage everybody to do the same. Anybody that has anything at stake in the next 2012 election, which is everybody, then you need to be making videos. So, alright, so I want to talk about fear. I want to talk about Iran, because next to terrorists, alright, you know from the last video, next to terrorists, Iran is the next big fear that we have. Alright, so what is Iran? Iran is a tiny country, doesn't have as much oil as the countries around it. They are controlled by a religious, I don't want to say a dictatorship, there's a word for it, I'm not gonna look it up, but anyway, they're controlled by Islamists, and it's no big deal, no concern to us. They're halfway across the world. Why are we even concerned with them? What is it that makes our politicians, and especially the Republicans, so afraid of these guys? Is it that they're trying to get a nuke? Yeah, well, Pakistan has a nuke, India has a nuke, China has nukes, Russia has nukes, and you know what else all those other countries have? They actually have a military capable of using it. Iran doesn't. Iran has like 19 fighter jets that are archaic. They were made back in the 1990s, right? They don't have the capability. They've got a navy that might be able to, slow down shipments through that channel, whatever that channel is. See, this is why I'm allowing for people to say stupid and ignorant things, because I'm saying stupid and ignorant things. But the fact is, they don't have a military force capable of delivering any sort of nuclear payload to anybody near them. If they were going to try and do something like that to Israel, everybody says, oh, well, they're anti-Israel. They want to wipe Israel off the face of the earth. You know what? Maybe they do. Israel was given that country from some of their fellow Muslims. I don't think that we need to be concerned with the internal affairs of our neighbors to the point where we're butting in and we're saying, no, you can't say those things to our friends. Yeah, if we want to be the bully, if we want to be the policeman, yeah, we can go ahead and say those things and we can go ahead and act on those things. But that's not what we need to do. Every time that we intervene in a foreign affair, then it only hurts us here at home. Alright, because the American taxpayers are paying for that militarism abroad. Alright, the American taxpayers are footing the bill for everything. But, well, no, they get their money from the Fed. Shut the hell up. What do you think the Fed is? Alright, now I'm going to save the Fed stuff for my next video. But when talking about Iran, Iran is not a threat to the United States, nor is it a threat to Israel. If it were ever a threat to Israel, Israel would step up and they would take care of that threat, because Israel is fully capable of doing so. Alright, they demolished Egypt within, like 8 years of becoming a country. Within 8 years of gaining their independence, they took on one of the strongest militaries in the region and completely demolished it. Not only that, took half their land. They're fully capable of protecting themselves. So why do we gotta act like we're the big man on the block, right? And we're gonna help tiny little Israel? It doesn't make sense. We're looking for the next country to invade. Alright, we just got booted from Iraq. We didn't leave Iraq. We didn't decide, hey, we're just going to pack up and leave. No. The reason that we left is that our soldiers no longer had immunity from committing crimes in another country. Iraqi people said, you know what? We're not going to allow your soldiers to go around killing us anymore and not being able to do something about it. We want the capability to exact justice for crimes committed on our soil, which is what our American soldiers were doing. Not all of them. I love the men in uniform. I appreciate everything that they do, but I mean, I'm just being real here. In wartime, there are always crimes committed. All right, you're carrying a gun around civilians. Things happen. That's why we have trials. All right, that's why we have. If somebody makes a mistake, if somebody breaks a law, they have a trial. They have an avenue to go through to see justice occur. And I'm not saying that our soldiers are criminals. I'm saying that sometimes innocent civilians are killed. And what kind of country are we if we are not going to stand up for justice? Alright? If we are not going to allow people to be tried for crimes. Alright? That's all I'm saying. I think 90%, 99% of the American soldiers out there would agree with me. If somebody commits a crime in uniform, then they should be tried. That's all I'm saying. What Iraq decided to do was to not allow immunity for wartime acts in their country. So if an American soldier happened to commit a crime, whether it be stealing a candy bar or killing an innocent, then Iraq was demanding their right to try that person and to make sure that they go through a trial and that justice is served. That's what they were demanding. Obama and our military didn't like that idea. They liked the idea of being able to go over there and do whatever they want, not have to answer for it at all. So they said, you know what, if you're not going to give us immunity, then I guess we got to leave because we can't operate a war in that fashion. So that's why we left. We didn't leave under our own esteem. We left because the Iraqis did the only thing that they could to get us the hell out of there. Alright? That's the only reason that we left Iraq. Now we want another invasion. Alright? Our military's on the doorstep of Iran. Our boots on the ground in Kuwait are just, they're there. They're looking for any excuse to go in. And now that Marine is over there and he's been sentenced to death because they said he was a spy, you know, yes, there is a Marine over there. I believe it. He may have been spying. We're saying that he was innocent, just visiting his family. Well, that sounds like a CIA asset to me. You know? He probably was spying. And what are we doing over there anyway? We're trying to instigate a war. We use CIA agents, we use spies, we use soldiers, we use these people to our benefit. We use them to get what we want in any scenario. And what they want, what the powers that be want, the neoconservatives, anybody that pushes for war, which is every other Republican candidate besides Ron Paul. They all want war with Iran, first and foremost, China as a secondary. They want these wars to keep going. Obama's the same. Obama ran on a platform that he was going to bring the American troops home 16 weeks after taking office. Well, he didn't bring them home. He didn't bring them home. He just moved them. They're still over there. They're still out abroad. We're still in Afghanistan. All right? We're still in 200 plus bases and 130 plus countries around the world. Our troops aren't home. All right? And I discredit anybody that says that he ended the war because that's not what happened. So they're looking at Iran as the next big threat because they need a ground war. Afghanistan's all but buttoned up. I mean, I have friends in Afghanistan right now. All right, I know, maybe not as well as some people, but I have an idea of what's going on over there. All right. It's not what we need, okay? And if we want to start World War III, I mean, we're right on the path of doing that. I mean, we're using our military in countries that have nothing to do with us, and people try to paint these justifications. Well, it's in our national interest to keep the Strait of blah 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 open because if not, then our oil prices are going to jump up $500 a barrel. It doesn't make sense, man. Like seriously, if we're too dependent on oil, that's our fault. All right, we can't allow ourselves to go around stealing it from other people. Okay, that's against the morals of every American. If it's right for for you to go out and steal your neighbor's TV, okay, because yours just broke. That's not right. That's not right. But that's what we're doing. We don't have enough energy, domestic energy in our country to support what we need. We've grown obese. We've grown just morbidly disgusting because we hunger for this oil. It's what we feed on, and we're like an addict. You know, we are an addict. We're addicted to oil. We're addicted to bad credit, that sort of thing. But now we're going around stealing it from other countries, and not only stealing it. If we were just going in, you know, taking a couple barrels every now and then, that's a different thing. But no, we're not. We're going in and we're completely destroying countries. All right, we're killing civilians. We're toppling governments just to get access to cheap oil, which isn't any cheaper. It's gotten more expensive. Yeah, the prices come down. You know, Obama brought the prices of oil down. Yeah, it's going to jump up next summer again. It goes in cycles. I mean, I'm 27 and I know this. It goes in cycles every year. I mean, I remember when I was 14 buying gas for my lawnmower, and it was 99 cents a gallon. That's amazing, right? That's like a quarter of what it is now. But I remember that in my lifetime. Albeit I was young, doesn't matter. Half my life ago, it was 75% less. Why is that? Well, what happened since then? Well, 9/11 happened, the War on Terror happened, and now our oil prices are jacked up. People forget, in a short period of time, how things have changed. That could go back to the American propaganda video that I just posted just before this one. So, anyway, back to Iran. What's their threat? Nothing. What do we have to gain from them? The continuation of a war. We, the people, don't have anything to gain, but the people that are making a profit on war, on oil, even though they don't have much oil. What will happen if we go in? Alright? If we go in, thousands of civilians are going to die. Thousands of our troops are going to die. We're going to further fracture the Middle East. Things are going to break apart. It's going to strain our relations with some of our own allies. We're going to lose Pakistan as an ally. They're not going to stand for it much longer. I mean, we've already undermined their sovereignty by going in and killing Osama, if that's in fact what happened. I mean, we're going around, we act like we own the world. We don't. The world doesn't belong to any one country more than it belongs to any one person. So it's this is all going down, and this is what they're gearing up for. They're gearing up for an invasion of Iran, which they've been trying to do for a very long time now. They finally finished up with Iraq, and now, you know, they want to take on Iran, not for any reason that I can see. You know, the closest reason I can see is that they want to surround China, which they've done a pretty good job of that, being involved in Southeast Asia and inching ever closer on China's western front in the Middle East. You know, not only that, but we're close to Russia too. I mean, through our support in Japan and also in the Middle East. I mean, we're on the doorstep of all these areas. You know, we're allies with every major country in Europe, so that's Russia's next door neighbor. You know, it doesn't take, I don't believe it takes a political science degree to understand what is going on. You just need to be aware, okay? You need to see the big picture of things. You need to connect the dots, you know? And there's a lot of dots. So, is Iran a threat? No. No, Iran is not a threat to us. Do they want us to believe that Iran is a threat? Yes. They want us to believe that. They want us to be afraid of that. They want us to be so fearful that Iran is going to drop a nuke on New York, on Seattle, on LA, on Dallas, on Tampa. They want us to believe that this country is capable of doing something like that, which is an absolute joke. Alright. Feel free to leave comments. I'm not going to check them. Post a video comment if you got the balls. If not, Just don't expect a reply. Yeah, I'm gonna be doing more videos, so keep right there. Have a good one, Patriots. Post videos, support your man, and just get the word out. Whatever it is that you feel free to speak it. Alright, peace out.